Hello and welcome to a brief chat about Lunar Oracle and Moonology. I've had the Moonology deck for a little bit and I've used it a couple of times. First, I want to talk about the Lunar Oracle. This is a deck that I found recently during one of my Indigo shops. And yes, it was at the discount section. I find a lot of amazing decks there. I have a number because I love the artwork on a lot of them. Some I use for, answering questions or inspiration, but some of them I literally have just to enjoy the beautiful artwork on them. The Lunar Oracle set came with a book and a deck of cards. I love the background. Cards themselves are the same beautiful, I think you'd call this like a dusty rose, light pink shade. The deck is divided into new moon cards, the full moon cards, and wild cards. There are a couple of different ways to use the Oracle deck. I was going to start on Saturday the 18th, which was new moon, and you pick one of the new moon cards and a wild card, and that helps set the focus for the next few weeks. And then on full moon, which is a couple weeks later, you pick a full moon card and a wild card. I decided, as this is my first time using the deck, and I do know from having worked with the medicine cards for a number of years, the best way to start learning and using a deck is to just work through the whole deck. That's when I also remembered I have this beautiful dragon journal that my husband got me that has been waiting for me to decide what to record in it. I decided the dragon journal would be a great place to keep all my lunar work notes. The journal also came with a handy pouch, which means my book, my cards, and my journal can all fit in one handy little pouch. Eventually, I will start using the deck on new moon, full moon in terms of goal setting and all of that. But for now, what I'm going to be doing is spending a couple of months, because each day you just pick one card and work with it. So I'll spend at least 2 months. Each day I'll pick one card to work with. So I won't keep the cards separate. I'll make sure they're all well shuffled and just pick a card for that day. Make notes in my journal, and of course keep track of what's going on in my everyday life. After I finish doing that, then I'll go to the using them on the new moon and full moon and follow that process. The book contains a lot of interesting information. Along with the moon, it also ties in with astrology. So it talks about your ascendant, where the moon was when you were born, and you can figure all that out. There are a number of different free apps all around the internet that you can use. The book talks about your moon natal chart. You can figure all of that out if you know what time you were born and where you were born. Like I say, there are a variety of free applications online that can help you figure all of that out. The book also includes a chart of birthstones, so there'll be some work with different crystals, shares about re-energizing your crystals. There's a lot of great information in here, talks about the different phases of the moon. So I have yet to read through all of this. Like I say, I got to page 16 where it talks about using it as a daily oracle. And I think for me, that's where I'm going to start with this deck, and I'll keep you posted on how things are going. The Lunar Oracle deck is by Liberty Phi, PHI, The Mystery and Meaning of the Moon. And this is by O Editions, in case you want to check that out. The other deck that I have used, and I need to work with more, is Moonology Manifestations. This is also an oracle card deck, and it comes with a handy little book. This is by Yasmin Boland. The background on these cards are absolutely beautiful. Like the Lunar Oracle deck, these also relate to the astrological signs. So this card we have first quarter moon in Libra, which is keep your heart open, and full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. Now for me, that would also relate to hawk, and I've talked about working with animal guides and the Cooper's hawk that landed in my yard the other week. What I'm now thinking of doing, because they both tie in with the astrological signs as well, is in the morning I will pull a card from the Moonology deck, I'll pull a card from the Lunar Oracle, I'll make note of each in my journal, so I'll include the date and the card, and then later in the day make an entry about how the day went. As I plan to start this today, which is Monday, January 21st, which I just realized was my grandfather's birthday. Interesting little coinky-dink there, I guess. In 2 months, which will be February, March, so in April, I will do an updated video about how the recording went, how did I find the cards, were they beneficial, were they on track. Let me know in the comments down below, do you use oracle cards to help guide your day, point you in the right direction, give you some food for thought? There are so many wonderful decks out there. I also have decks, like I say, the medicine cards, which deal with animal guides. I have bird messages. There are a number of different decks I have. Let me know in the comments down below if you would be interested in hearing more about the different decks that I have and when and how I use them. Until next time, remember, keep your eye on the sky. There's lots of beautiful things to see, not just the moon. If you're lucky enough, you can see the stars and the different planets, and sometimes you might even catch a shooting star. Be well, be safe, and big hugs.